God is speaking to you right now about that person who has been occupying your thoughts, your dreams, and even the quiet corners of your prayers. You may have wondered whether holding on is worth it or if it is time to let go. Perhaps you have wrestled with doubt, confusion, or even frustration at the waiting. But hear this clearly: this is not coincidence. This is divine confirmation. God is speaking directly to your heart to remind you that what you are experiencing is part of His perfect plan, and that person, yes, that person, is not just a random presence in your life. They are chosen for you by divine design. Many of us have been in seasons of uncertainty, moments when the mind questions what the heart already knows. You may have felt the tug of intuition, the persistent whisper in your soul that keeps pointing you toward this individual, even when circumstances seem impossible or the timing feels off. God is aware of every thought you have about them, every longing, and every silent prayer you have whispered at midnight. And the message today is simple, yet profound: the waiting season is ending. You have been receiving signs, subtle confirmations, and gentle nudges from God, and these are not meant to be ignored. Perhaps it is a song that suddenly plays when you are thinking of them, or a verse in Scripture that seems to leap off the page just when your heart aches with longing. Maybe it is in the form of a dream that lingers even after you awaken, leaving a deep sense of peace or clarity. These moments are God's way of speaking, a divine conversation that transcends time and space. He is confirming the reality of this connection, and His timing is perfect. Too often, we allow impatience or fear to cloud our understanding of God's plan. We ask, why hasn't it happened yet? Why does it feel so far away? But the truth is that divine timing is never early and never late. It is always precisely right. God sees the bigger picture that our limited perspective cannot grasp. What may appear as delay is often preparation, preparing you, them, and the circumstances for a breakthrough that will exceed your expectations. You may feel as though you have been waiting for years, or perhaps the time has been shorter but no less challenging. It is important to recognize that waiting does not mean stagnation. In fact, waiting is an active spiritual process. God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, aligning hearts, and clearing the path for what is meant to be. This period is refining you. It is strengthening your faith, deepening your spiritual insight, and preparing your heart for the fullness of what is coming. Notice the small ways in which God has been speaking. Has there been a pattern of synchronicities? Encounters that seem coincidental but feel anything but? Moments when their name or image appears at just the right time, in the midst of prayer, or in your meditations? These are divine fingerprints, affirming that this connection is under the supervision of heaven itself. God is saying, I am aware. I am present. I am working. And that is a powerful reassurance in a world where uncertainty can shake the strongest of spirits. It is also crucial to understand that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Often, the moment of manifestation is preceded by the quietest, most unassuming moments of preparation. Your heart may feel restless, your mind may wrestle with doubt, but these are the very signs that your breakthrough is imminent. Do not allow temporary frustration to overshadow the promise that God has placed before you. If you have been questioning whether to hold on or to let go, let this message bring clarity. God is asking you to hold on, to trust, and to continue nurturing the spiritual connection that has been planted. This is not a call to obsession or unhealthy attachment. Rather, it is an invitation to align your thoughts, prayers, and actions with divine guidance. To hold on in faith is to acknowledge that what is meant for you will not pass you by. There is also a deeper spiritual truth at work. Connections like these are not merely about human desire, they are about divine purpose. God often places certain individuals in our lives not just for companionship or romantic fulfillment, but as catalysts for growth, awakening, and destiny alignment. This person is part of a larger tapestry, a story that God is weaving for your life. Their presence is intentional, designed to bring forth lessons, blessings, and a future that aligns with His will. Recognize the spiritual resonance between your souls. Have you ever felt an unexplainable sense of familiarity, as if you've known them in another time or another life? Have you felt drawn toward them in ways that cannot be justified by logic or circumstance alone? This is God's signature on your connection, a confirmation that it is sacred and purposeful. Do not dismiss the spiritual intuition that guides you toward them. Now, consider the times when your prayers for clarity or direction have been answered in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. Perhaps doors have opened, conversations have occurred, or circumstances have shifted in favor of your connection. These are not mere coincidences, they are divine confirmations, small pieces of evidence that God's hand is at work. Pay attention to these moments, because they are signposts guiding you toward the next chapter of your life with this person. It is natural to wrestle with questions of timing. You may wonder why God did not align everything sooner or why challenges continue to arise. But understand this: the purpose of delay is not denial. It is preparation, it is refinement, it is the forging of character, the sharpening of faith, and the cultivation of patience. The waiting itself is sacred, a spiritual workshop in which God molds your heart and theirs for the eventual union or fulfillment of purpose that lies ahead. God's message is also one of reassurance. He is not distant, He is not silent, He is aware of your heart's desires, your innermost thoughts, and your persistent hope. And He is actively guiding the circumstances that will bring this person into your life in the fullness of time. Your faith is being tested not to break you, but to strengthen you. Your endurance is a sign of your readiness to receive the blessings that are already on the horizon. If this message resonates with your spirit, then you are exactly where you need to be. The divine alignment is occurring. The spiritual currents are moving in your favor. And while the process may be unseen, it is very much real. Trust that the person you are thinking about, dreaming of, and praying for is being prepared just as you are. God is harmonizing hearts, refining character, and orchestrating encounters so that when the moment arrives, it is nothing short of miraculous. There may be moments of doubt. There may be times when fear or impatience creeps in. During these moments, lean into prayer and meditation. Listen for the still, small voice within. Recognize the subtle affirmations from the universe. Perhaps it is a message from a friend, a symbolic event, or even a scripture that seems to call your name. These are the ways God communicates, gently nudging you to remain faithful, to continue believing, and to trust the timing of His plan. God's confirmation is not always loud or dramatic. Often, it is quiet, steady, and persistent. It comes in the form of reassurance, peace, and subtle guidance that reinforces what your heart already knows. You are being reminded that this connection is part of a divine blueprint, and your continued faithfulness will unlock the blessings that have been promised. Understand too that divine timing is always accompanied by divine purpose. This person is not chosen merely for your comfort or companionship, they are chosen to fulfill a role in your life that only they can complete. And similarly, you have a unique role in their life, a contribution that only you can provide. This is the sacred symmetry of God's design, a connection that transcends human understanding and aligns with a higher purpose. As you continue on this journey, maintain your spiritual focus. Pray with intention, meditate with clarity, and align your actions with your highest self. Your connection is sacred, and the energy you bring into it matters. God honors faithfulness, patience, and spiritual discernment. By remaining aligned with divine guidance, you ensure that when the time comes, this relationship or connection will manifest in the fullness of its glory. Take heart in knowing that your prayers have been heard, your longings have been noticed, and your patience has not been in vain. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is not just a possibility, it is a promise. God is moving on your behalf, and the season of waiting is ending. Your faithfulness and perseverance are about to be rewarded in ways that exceed human expectation. Finally, let this be a reminder that God's love for you is unchanging and steadfast. He knows your heart, He knows your desires, and He knows the timing that will bring fulfillment. This person is part of that divine plan, and nothing can alter what God has ordained. Your responsibility is not to force or manipulate, but to trust, to wait faithfully, and to remain spiritually aligned. So, if you are reading this, hear God's voice in your spirit, do not let go. Hold on, continue to pray, continue to trust, your breakthrough is near. This person remains chosen for you by divine design, and the waiting season is ending. Everything that has been hidden, delayed, or uncertain is about to be revealed in its perfect time. Rejoice in the anticipation, remain steadfast in faith, and prepare your heart to receive the blessings that God has so carefully and lovingly prepared. This is not a message of wishful thinking, it is a prophetic confirmation. It is a call to remain faithful, to trust God's timing, and to recognize that the person who continues to appear in your thoughts, dreams, and prayers is not a coincidence. They are chosen, they are confirmed, and they are part of a divine plan that is unfolding exactly as it should. Take this word into your heart and meditate on it daily. Let it guide your actions, reassure your spirit, and strengthen your faith. Your connection is sacred, your waiting is purposeful, and your breakthrough is imminent. God is speaking, and He is confirming everything you have been hoping for. Now is the time to hold on, trust, and believe, because the fullness of God's plan is about to manifest in your life, bringing joy, fulfillment, and divine alignment beyond anything you could have imagined. God is still speaking to you, even as you read these words, about the person who has captured your heart, mind, and spirit. This is not just a fleeting attraction, a passing thought, or an idle fancy. This connection is spiritually anchored, divinely woven into the fabric of your life, and confirmed by signs you may have already noticed, though perhaps not fully understood. Every dream, every thought, every subtle intuition has been a whisper from God, urging you to recognize the sacredness of this bond. You may have questioned yourself. You may have wondered if holding on was a mistake, if you were simply projecting hope onto a situation that would never materialize. But God is reminding you right now that this is not a random feeling. This is not mere coincidence. What you are experiencing is a divine appointment, set long before either of you realized it. There is a reason for every thought, every vision, and every prayer that has drawn you toward this person. Consider for a moment the subtle ways God has communicated with you. Perhaps there have been recurring symbols, numbers, or moments that seemed almost too precise to be random. Maybe it is a dream in which this person appeared in a context that made no logical sense, yet left a profound impression upon you. Perhaps you have experienced sudden clarity in moments of prayer, when the answer to a question about them appeared as a gentle certainty in your heart. These are not accidents, they are God's fingerprints, evidence of His orchestration, confirming the divine nature of your connection. Understand, too, that the spiritual journey leading to this moment has been just as significant as the person themselves. The waiting, the questioning, and even the moments of frustration have been forming you into someone capable of fully embracing what God has planned. Often, God allows periods of stillness to deepen our awareness, refine our hearts, and align our desires with His will. The waiting is purposeful, it is transformative. It is preparing both you and this person for a breakthrough that will leave no doubt about the divine origin of your bond. It is crucial to recognize that divine timing is never accidental. Everything is unfolding precisely as it should, even if your human mind struggles to comprehend the mechanics of it. The way the universe has moved, the opportunities that have presented themselves, and even the delays you have faced are all part of God's intricate plan. These moments are not meant to discourage you, they are meant to fortify your faith, deepen your trust, and remind you that what is meant for you cannot be taken away or delayed beyond its appointed time. Have you noticed the signs that have appeared repeatedly in your life? Perhaps you have encountered moments of serendipity, meeting people who spoke words you needed to hear, or stumbling upon messages that seemed tailored specifically to your situation. Maybe there were conversations with friends or strangers that left you with sudden insight, clarity, or confirmation about this person. These occurrences are divine confirmations, evidence that God is actively guiding your journey and orchestrating circumstances to bring you closer to the destiny He has designed. It is also important to recognize that your heart is being tested in preparation for the fullness of what is to come. Sometimes, God allows challenges, misunderstandings, or periods of silence not to punish or withhold, but to cultivate patience, resilience, and spiritual discernment. These trials serve as refining fires, purifying your intentions and aligning your desires with the divine purpose. They are not obstacles, they are opportunities to demonstrate your faith, to hold steadfast even when the path seems unclear. In these moments of doubt or longing, you may ask yourself, why now? Why hasn't God made this clear sooner? The answer lies in understanding that timing is a divine element, not a human one. God works on a schedule that accounts for the spiritual readiness of both hearts involved, the alignment of circumstances, and the fulfillment of a higher purpose that often extends far beyond our immediate perception. What may seem like delay is, in truth, a necessary preparation, a way to ensure that when the breakthrough occurs, it will be complete, perfect, and transformative. Your prayers, your meditations, your silent hopes, these are all heard and acknowledged by God. Even when it feels like your words vanish into the void, they are reaching heaven. Every thought of this person, every fleeting image in your mind, and every longing of your heart are part of a conversation between you and the divine. These are not ignored, they are woven into the fabric of your spiritual journey. God is listening, God is responding, and God is confirming the path that leads to this person. Consider the spiritual resonance that draws you toward them. Have you felt a sense of recognition, a familiarity that cannot be explained by past encounters or logic? Perhaps your soul senses theirs in a way that transcends time, as if you were always meant to meet in this life, at this moment. This recognition is divine, it is a signal from God that your connection is significant, purposeful, and destined to influence your life in ways that extend beyond the ordinary. Notice also the synchronicities in your life. Perhaps their name appears repeatedly in books, songs, or conversations. Perhaps situations align in a way that consistently brings them into your awareness. These are God's nudges, reminders that your path is being guided, and that this person is central to a spiritual narrative carefully constructed by Him. The universe conspires not by chance, but by divine design. Each of these signs is a piece of the puzzle, a confirmation that your faith and patience are not in vain. It is natural to feel frustration or doubt during the waiting period. You may wonder if your emotions are misguided, or if holding on is an exercise in futility. But God is speaking clearly: hold on. This is a season for cultivating patience, not for giving in to fear or uncertainty. The connection you share is sacred, and rushing or forcing the process could disrupt the divine alignment. Trust that God's plan is unfolding, and that every delay serves a purpose far greater than what you can currently see. Your breakthrough is approaching, even if it remains unseen. Often, the most profound manifestations are preceded by periods of quiet preparation. The stillness is not absence, it is fertility. In this season, God is moving unseen forces into place, orchestrating events, and aligning hearts so that when the moment arrives, it will feel seamless, natural, and undeniably divinely appointed. The spiritual currents are aligning, and soon, clarity will replace confusion, and certainty will replace doubt. Understand too that the purpose of this connection extends beyond personal fulfillment. God often places people in our lives to catalyze spiritual growth, awakening, and destiny alignment. This person is not just for companionship or comfort, they are a key part of a larger spiritual plan. Your lives are interwoven for a reason, creating a synergy that will manifest blessings, lessons, and divine outcomes beyond what either of you can anticipate. Recognizing this deeper purpose shifts the focus from mere desire to spiritual alignment, reminding you that this is part of God's greater design. The spiritual preparation required for this connection is ongoing. Continue to pray with intention, meditate on clarity, and nurture your inner spiritual life. Your alignment matters. Your faith matters. Your heart's integrity matters. God is responding not just to your prayers about this person, but to your spiritual readiness to receive the fullness of what is coming. By remaining spiritually centered, you are actively participating in the manifestation of God's plan. Take heart in knowing that every tear, every longing, and every act of faithfulness is seen by God. He is attentive to the nuances of your heart. Nothing you have offered in prayer or in hope is overlooked. Every effort, every moment of patience, and every act of trust contributes to the unfolding of this divine design. The person you think about, dream of, and pray for is being prepared just as you are. Both of your lives are being orchestrated for a moment of alignment that will feel nothing short of miraculous. Do not be swayed by temporary setbacks or periods of silence. Silence does not mean absence, it means preparation. It means that God is arranging circumstances, refining both hearts, and orchestrating timing so that when the encounter occurs, it is perfect in every detail. Your faithfulness during this period is essential, because the breakthrough will honor the patience and trust you have cultivated. Remember that God's confirmations are subtle but persistent. They arrive in the form of peace, clarity, and a sense of certainty that transcends human understanding. Perhaps a scripture comes alive in your meditation, or a message seems written just for you. Maybe a friend shares insight that resonates deeply with your soul, reminding you that you are on the right path. These confirmations are proof that God is actively working, guiding, and orchestrating the connection you have been praying for. Your connection is sacred. It is divinely approved. It is chosen. The waiting period is not punishment, it is preparation. God is equipping both of you, aligning circumstances, and guiding hearts so that the manifestation of this connection is perfect. Your role is to remain faithful, to hold steadfast, and to trust in the divine plan, knowing that every detail is orchestrated by God's loving hand. This is not just a message of hope, it is a prophetic confirmation. God is affirming that the person who appears in your thoughts, dreams, and prayers is chosen for you. This is not wishful thinking or mere longing, it is a spiritual reality. Your connection is significant, your prayers are heard, and the timing is perfect. Everything that has been delayed or uncertain is about to be revealed, and your breakthrough is near. Continue to nurture your spiritual life, to pray with intention, and to remain aligned with God's guidance. Trust that He is preparing both hearts, orchestrating encounters, and guiding circumstances so that when the time is right, your connection will manifest in a way that is perfect, harmonious, and divinely appointed. This is a sacred promise, and it is being fulfilled even as you read these words. Do not let doubt overshadow the divine confirmation you are receiving. You are on the path that God has designed for you. This person is part of that path. The waiting season is ending. The breakthrough is near. The divine alignment is unfolding. And the blessings that have been promised are about to manifest in ways that exceed your imagination. God is speaking, and He is confirming your connection. Hold on. Remain faithful. Trust His timing. Your prayers have been heard. Your patience is honored. Your breakthrough is imminent. This person remains chosen for you by divine design, and the waiting is almost over. God is speaking to you in ways you may not fully recognize yet, and He is doing so because the connection you feel with this person is far more than coincidence. It is a spiritual appointment written before time began. Every thought, every dream, every prayer has been a signal, a divine breadcrumb leading you closer to clarity. He is asking you to remain present, to remain faithful, and to honor the spiritual significance of this connection, even when life seems to complicate the path. The truth is, your heart has been attuned to this connection long before your mind fully understood its depth. You have felt a pull, a magnetic resonance, a sense of belonging that transcends logic. Perhaps you have experienced sudden memories or emotions that seem to surface without explanation, moments when your soul recalls a bond that has existed beyond the boundaries of this lifetime. This is not mere imagination, it is a whisper of divine truth. It is God affirming to you that this person is destined to play a meaningful role in your journey. During this waiting season, it is natural to struggle with uncertainty. You may ask questions like, is this person truly for me? Or, why has it taken so long for this connection to fully reveal itself? God's message to you is simple: everything is unfolding as it should. Every delay, every pause, and every period of silence is intentional. These periods are designed to cultivate patience, resilience, and spiritual growth. They are moments in which your faith is being refined, your heart is being prepared, and the circumstances are being aligned for the ultimate breakthrough. Pay attention to the subtle signs that continue to appear. Have you noticed moments of synchrony, when a song, a verse, or a conversation seems to speak directly to your situation? Perhaps numbers, symbols, or even unexpected encounters repeatedly bring this person into your awareness. These are not coincidences, they are divine confirmations, gentle reminders from God that this connection is ordained. When you notice these signs, allow them to deepen your faith rather than provoke doubt. You may also feel a spiritual pull toward them, one that defies logic and circumstance. This sense of recognition, an unexplainable feeling that your souls are connected, is not something to be ignored. It is a spiritual signal, a confirmation that God has intertwined your destinies for a reason. Recognize that this bond is sacred, intentional, and part of a greater divine plan that is far beyond your ability to fully comprehend. One of the reasons you may have questioned holding on is the uncertainty that often accompanies the waiting period. Silence and distance can feel like rejection or abandonment, but they are not. These are opportunities for spiritual cultivation, moments in which your faith and trust in God's timing are strengthened. In these periods, focus on your spiritual alignment. Pray with intention, meditate on clarity, and nurture the inner self that will be ready to receive the fullness of this connection when the timing is perfect. God is also reminding you that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Often, the most profound manifestations occur after a period of preparation that is unseen and unnoticed. The quiet moments, the trials, and the waiting are all integral to the process. Your patience is not wasted, it is being honored and transformed into readiness. The breakthrough will not just meet your expectations, it will exceed them, revealing the depth, beauty, and divine orchestration of this connection. Consider the spiritual purpose behind this person's presence in your life. Often, God places individuals not solely for companionship or love, but as catalysts for growth, awakening, and the fulfillment of destiny. This person may bring lessons that are essential for your spiritual development. Their presence may challenge, inspire, or awaken parts of your heart and soul that you had not fully realized. Recognize that your connection is multidimensional, serving purposes beyond what can be measured by time, distance, or circumstance. Reflect on the moments when God has answered your prayers in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. Perhaps opportunities have emerged, conversations have taken place, or circumstances have shifted in favor of this connection. Each small victory, each seemingly minor sign, is part of a divine choreography that is guiding you toward alignment. These moments are proof that God is actively involved in your spiritual journey and that He is orchestrating a path that is aligned with His divine will. It is essential to understand that your role in this connection is as significant as theirs. Both hearts must be prepared to receive, to give, and to participate fully in the divine purpose of the relationship. God's orchestration involves preparing both of you, aligning circumstances, and harmonizing timing so that when the breakthrough occurs, it will be perfect. Your faithfulness, patience, and spiritual discipline play a crucial role in ensuring that this connection unfolds according to God's plan. During this time, it is also important to guard your heart. Holding on to a spiritual connection does not mean allowing anxiety, fear, or desperation to dominate your emotions. Instead, it means cultivating faith, patience, and discernment. Trust that God is at work even when you cannot see the full picture. Your spiritual alignment and emotional maturity are being refined so that you are fully prepared to embrace the blessings that are coming. Notice the recurring patterns of confirmation. Perhaps a friend mentions something that resonates with your situation, or an event occurs that validates your intuition. Maybe a scripture, a passage, or a prophetic word comes into your life, reinforcing the truth that this connection is guided by God. These confirmations are not random, they are deliberate, and they are designed to strengthen your faith and reassure your heart. It is also important to remember that divine timing often requires patience and endurance. Waiting does not indicate absence or lack. Instead, it signifies preparation, spiritual growth, and alignment with a higher purpose. The process may feel slow, and doubts may arise, but these challenges are opportunities for faith to deepen. Each moment of patience you exercise is an investment in the fulfillment of God's perfect plan for this connection. Your prayers have not gone unheard. Every thought, every longing, every act of faith has been acknowledged by God. He sees your devotion, He hears your heart, and He is actively guiding circumstances to bring this connection to fruition. The person you are thinking about, dreaming of, and praying for is also being prepared, and their path is being aligned with yours so that when the moment arrives, it will be divinely orchestrated. Do not allow temporary setbacks or periods of silence to shake your faith. These are not signs of absence or failure, they are part of the divine preparation. God is moving unseen forces, aligning hearts, and orchestrating circumstances so that when the time is right, your connection will manifest in a way that is perfect, harmonious, and unmistakably guided by divine will. It is also vital to recognize that God's confirmations are often gentle and persistent rather than dramatic. They may come in moments of inner peace, clarity, or subtle insight. Perhaps a word of encouragement arrives from a friend, or a symbolic event occurs that speaks directly to your situation. These confirmations are designed to reinforce your faith, strengthen your resolve, and remind you that the person you are connected to is chosen by God and is part of a larger, divine plan. The sacredness of this connection cannot be overstated. God's design for your life is intricately woven with this person's path. Their presence is intentional, their role significant, and their impact profound. Your role, too, is essential. By remaining faithful, patient, and spiritually aligned, you are actively participating in the fulfillment of God's plan. Every act of faith, every prayer, and every moment of patience contributes to the manifestation of this connection in its fullness. Recognize that your connection serves a purpose beyond immediate gratification or comfort. It is about alignment, growth, and destiny. The lessons, experiences, and blessings that this person brings are all part of a spiritual tapestry designed by God. Embrace the significance of this journey, and allow it to deepen your faith, sharpen your discernment, and strengthen your spiritual resilience. The waiting period is not indefinite. The breakthrough you have been seeking is approaching. Even when it feels distant or uncertain, trust that God's timing is flawless. The challenges you have faced, the periods of uncertainty, and the moments of longing are all leading to a point of divine revelation and fulfillment. The breakthrough will not only meet your expectations but will exceed them, affirming the divine nature of this connection and the faithfulness of your heart. As you continue to pray, meditate, and reflect, remain open to the ways God communicates. Pay attention to signs, coincidences, dreams, and intuitions. They are not accidental. They are divine breadcrumbs, guiding you toward the next step, affirming your path, and confirming the sacredness of this connection. Every message, no matter how subtle, is part of the orchestration that is bringing your desires into alignment with God's plan. Do not underestimate the power of your faith and persistence. Your continued belief, patience, and spiritual alignment are essential components of this divine process. God honors your steadfastness and uses it as a foundation for the manifestation of your connection. The person you are thinking of is being prepared just as you are, and the timing will be perfect when your paths converge. God is confirming that this person remains chosen for you. This is not a fleeting feeling or an uncertain hope, it is a prophetic reality. Your connection is divinely orchestrated, and every step of the journey, including the waiting, has been designed to lead to a breakthrough that aligns perfectly with God's will. Your faithfulness, patience, and discernment are being rewarded, even in ways you may not yet see. Remember, your responsibility is not to force, manipulate, or control the outcome. Your responsibility is to remain faithful, spiritually aligned, and receptive to God's guidance. By doing so, you create the conditions for the breakthrough to manifest naturally, beautifully, and divinely. Trust that God is orchestrating every detail, harmonizing hearts, and aligning circumstances so that when the moment comes, it will be nothing short of miraculous. This is a time to hold on, to continue praying, and to trust in the divine timing of your connection. Your breakthrough is imminent. The waiting season is ending. God is confirming everything you have been longing for. The person you are thinking about, dreaming of, and praying for is chosen for you by divine design. Trust the process, remain faithful, and prepare your heart to receive the fullness of the blessings that are coming. Every prayer you have whispered, every longing you have felt, every act of faith you have performed has contributed to the unfolding of God's plan. Your connection is sacred, chosen, and confirmed. The divine alignment is occurring now. Your breakthrough is near, the waiting season is concluding, and the manifestation of this connection is ready to reveal itself in all its divine glory. Remain steadfast, hold on, and trust in the timing and wisdom of God. He is speaking, confirming, and orchestrating. The person in your thoughts, dreams, and prayers is divinely chosen for you. The breakthrough is near, the waiting is ending, everything is unfolding exactly as it should, in perfect alignment with God's will.